Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT, breakthroughs overnight in a Lexington murder case. Coming up, we'll tell you who's been arrested now in connection with a man being murdered at a car wash.
Suspects arrested in connection with a Danville robbery and shooting will be in court for a hearing today.
And U.S. Senate candidate Allison Lundergan Grimes has released some fundraising numbers and has a special guest in the state today. Those stories and more, breaking news as it happens, coming up on WKYT This Morning. Good morning to you and welcome. It's good to have you with us as we start off this new day. It's Wednesday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. It's nice to wake up with not a single, as far as we can tell, drop of rain out there.
That's right. Here in Lexington right now it is clear, and down toward Richmond some areas are seeing a few scattered showers, it sounds like. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris. He's tracking it all in our First Alert Weather Center. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, I'm back in the saddle again after a long vacation. Needed it. It was much needed, but glad to be back with you guys. We do have one shower, and I hate that I can't bring good news with me. But you know how it goes. You're in Kentucky. First Alert Defender live radar. Here's the look down south. It just rolled through Lincoln County, still on the kind of the outer fringe of Lincoln County. Strolling through, went through Lancaster, Bryantsville, and now you'll start to see it move off into Madison County. So this is your lone stray shower that we're looking at. It's not much. Nicholasville did get on the mix, and sooner or later, it's going to be flying through southern portions of Fayette County. We're sitting there in the 50s, kind of cool outside. It's one of those, might need a light coat, especially those kids sitting out by the bus stop. And you saw the 50s this morning. Look at that by the afternoon, 57 degrees. Chilly showers in store. Just not going to change all that much. Now, as we go throughout the next few days, it's up and down all the way through the weekend. And I'll show you where we see our highs and where we see our lows coming up in just a few minutes.
We thank you. In new this morning, police have arrested a third suspect in connection with the murder of a Lexington man at an abandoned car wash.
That man is Lucky Thomas, or Thomas Lucky, I should say. In addition, they have found that fourth and last person of interest tied to the case. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel live from the car wash with the overnight developments. Whitney, what's the latest?
Good morning, everyone. A third murder suspect was arrested at this car wash just before 1 o'clock this morning. Now, this is the same place where the murder actually happened. 38-year-old Thomas Lucky is now charged with murder and robbery. Police say a fourth person of interest, Teresa Jarrett, was also found. However, she was interviewed and cleared in the case, so she is not facing any charges. Police arrested Joseph Sledge and Kavion Thomas yesterday afternoon, less than 24 hours after a man's body was found inside this premier car wash on West New Circle. It's been closed now for almost a year. Both of them are also charged with murder and robbery. Arrest citations show Lucky, Sledge, and Thomas beat the victim to death with their fists and then stole his wallet. All three of those men will be arraigned later today. Meanwhile, the victim still has not been identified. The coroner tells us he is a white man in his 50s. Live in Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
Whitney, thank you. Three suspects involved in a Danville shooting are set to head to court today. Patrick Brand, Rico Penix, and Robin Adams are scheduled to appear in Boyle District Court for a preliminary hearing. They are accused of robbing a Domino's restaurant in Danville last month and then shooting the only clerk who was on duty, 21-year-old Zoe Reed. All three are charged with a count each of assault and robbery.
Well, twin brothers accused of sex crimes are now facing more charges. When Jack and Jerry Cassidy were arrested in August, Lexington police charged them each with 3 counts. Since then, police say they've received tips about even more crimes. Now, a grand jury has indicted Jack Cassidy on a total of 8 charges and Jerry Cassidy on 9. Police say they found child pornography and logs detailing sexual abuse in their home at the time of their arrest. Police tell us their crimes date back all the way to the 1970s when both were Boy Scout troop leaders. They are set to be arraigned on the new charges on October 24th.
Even though there have been no cases of Ebola in Lexington, first responders want to make sure they are prepared. If you call 911 to report an illness now, dispatchers will ask you a series of questions before sending someone to your home. If there's a chance you might have Ebola, first responders in special gear will come to help. You'll be taken to the hospital in a special ambulance outfitted with plastic drapes for extra protection. Firefighters say they have not had to use that special ambulance yet.
Well, Lexington firefighters want drivers to be extra cautious this weekend. The department is calling for a wreck-free day on October 19th. Firefighters say the third weekend in October is typically one of the worst in central Kentucky for crashes. Their slogan this year is "One text or call could wreck it all," to bring awareness to distracted driving.
U.S. Senate candidate Allison Lundergan Grimes is out with new fundraising numbers this morning. Her campaign announcing she has raised nearly $5 million for the final days leading up to the election. That was in the third quarter of this year. Both Grimes and Republican Senator Mitch McConnell have shattered state fundraising records throughout this campaign.
Artists at a Whitley County tattoo parlor lent their talents to a good cause this week. 8-year-old Darren Fuston has a rare form of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. To help his family cover costs associated with the treatment, the folks at Your New Addiction Tattoos and Piercings offered free cancer ribbon tattoos Sunday and Monday in exchange for a donation to Fuston's family.
It was just kind of took us by surprise, but we were grateful. I mean, we've had a lot of support from, local people around us, and every bit of help that we get is wonderful.
The shop raised more than $1,000 during the fundraiser. Big Blue Madness kicks off Friday night, but for the first time in 20 years, no local station will actually be airing Madness in its entirety.
That's led to some frustration, certainly, after an influx of complaints. ESPN is responding to fans' complaints. And WKYT Sean Moody is at our live desk with a rundown of where and when you can get some coverage of the Madness. Sean, good morning.
Hey there, Bill. Yeah, if you're a Kentucky fan on Twitter, there's a good chance you noticed the hashtag #FreeBigBlueMadness. Wildcat fans across the Commonwealth have united in a common goal. They want to see Big Blue Madness live on television in full. This all started when the SEC Network bought the rights to carry Big Blue Madness from IMG. Because the SEC Network now owns those rights, no one else can show the event live. But the SEC Network won't be carrying the program. Instead, they'll show the LSU versus Missouri volleyball game. ESPNU will have live cut-ins from Rupp, as well as 5 other schools during their Midnight Madness special on Friday night. You can watch live through ESPN's website. Now, fans have flooded social media, the SEC Network, and their parent company, ESPN, with messages. But at this point, it appears you won't be seeing the whole thing live on TV. After a lot of angry messages across social media, ESPN announced yesterday the SEC Network will show a 1-hour recap of Big Blue Madness at 11 o'clock on Friday night. Now, fans snapped up the free tickets to Big Blue Madness in about 30 minutes. They are now popping up on websites like eBay and StubHub. At the live desk, Sean Moody, WKYT.
All right, thank you, Sean. Our time is 5:07 on WKYT this morning.
It is time to get a look at live drive traffic, see how things are moving on the road.
And let's take a look outside right now. Our first camera is taking us out to the interstate in not Broadway and High. That's the interstate, I-75, I-64 at the split this morning. You're looking good. No reports of any problems right now. And let's hope everybody gets in there, makes it a good day. And we'll keep you informed. Some construction now getting underway on I-75 in Madison County. So particularly northbound there from Richmond north. You'll notice some changes, including at Boonesboro Road there at the interchange where some things are going on. Just plan accordingly. Yeah. WKYT this morning, just getting started, and it's so good to have you with us on this Wednesday.
A special school in Germany is making many girls' dreams of being a fairy tale creature come true. Find out what goes on in Mermaid School up next.
And another possible hacking situation. This time, an online file sharing service is involved. More on that coming up in our consumer news.
We have a little strand of some showers rolling through down toward just south of Lexington and toward Garrett County and making its way into Madison County as we speak. Now, as we go throughout the day, I think we'll really start to see some things fill in here on Defender, and I'll explain that in full detail coming up.